Hey YouTubers, as you can see they're just about done with the roof, so shouldn't be hearing them make any noise today. So it's back at it again with the welding and prep for the motor going on this thing. Let's get her set up. Okay, so I've made the change with the welding wire. I've gone to a solid and I've got the gas, the 25% CO2 gas on. 25% CO2 or argon, heck I don't remember, 25%. I've done a little bit of welding on it just to get the settings right, so let's get to it. If you see the table, or I should say the video, wiggle a little bit, everything's mounted on the same setup here, so sorry for the wiggling. Apparently I didn't get that one clean enough. A little bit of rust in there. Oh no, that's where the spot welds are at. It's just going over that crap. Yeah, it does not like to go over that spot welding, like right here, where the spot weld was for that self-shielding gas. Well, I'll keep welding and I'll show a video here at the end. Okay, there it is. All the welds are in. Let's see if I can get it focused. Might do a little grinding on them, clean them up. But she's all welded up. I don't know what the heat will do to it. I know it can cause it to pull out of shape a little bit, but we'll let it cool down. Grind the bottom off because that's where the motor is going to sit, is right on here. Ooh, that's still hot. And then we'll see how she sits. Alright, well there it is. What this is the engine bed plate from the Jetski. Normally they're just, well, they are just pressed steel and they come black. I had this one chromed, oh my goodness, clear back in 90, 92, 93. So basically I got to put these holes in this. They are a little bit large, as you can tell. See that extra room there's in there? That's so you can adjust it, get the engine square or true in line with the impeller shaft. I'm going to get some holes center punched in this and get my roto broach and bore some holes in it. Get it set up. Alright, as the camera wiggles, I got it set up. I got my marks. Got to center punch them, then I got to drill them. What I'm using is something called a rota broach. I think I can almost get that. There it is. Rota broach. Basically a metal hole saw. This is the arbor, or the piece that holds the different bits. I got 3/4 down to 5/16. I am going to be using 1/2 inch on this to bore these holes. You're supposed to drill a pilot hole for this little piece here. It's actually a spring behind it. But I've always just done a center punch it, start it slow, and drill it through. And I was using my safety squints. Alright, so the trick to this is make sure it stays in that hole. I'm going to start on one that doesn't have right down to the middle of a weld. Just like that, one perfectly round and placed half-inch hole. All right, I'm going to do the rest of them, and we'll pick up from there. Okay, so I've done a little bit of work without you. At this point, this mounting plate for the engine is nice and flush on the top. The holes are drilled for the motor mounts. The motor bolts. I don't have them in there yet, but I'll get them there. I'm just trying to come up with a mounting bracket to hold the pillow block bearing. This is called a pillow block bearing. Right now I have a socket in there acting as the 5/8 keyway shaft. This is going to be sent out to the machine shop, have it threaded at that. So it's going to sit somewhere like this. I need something that's going to stabilize this pillow block bearing so it isn't moving around and flexing. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking some more channel iron, notching it, welding it in here, straight up and down. Then I'll come across the top, come into another one, and basically build a bracket onto this bracket so that they're mounted to the same component, keeping them the most stable. I would like to put it like this so that it actually goes around the chain, acting as a chain guard up and over, but I'm not going to get as much strength as if I go like this. I can build a chain guard pretty much out of anything. So that's my plan right now, is to cut this at length and go from there. Okay, let's get you caught up to speed. I got the pieces blown out. I'll show you how they're gonna sit, or supposed to sit, I should say. They're gonna be welded into here. Now I was gonna notch this like I did with the bottom, much like this, so that it sat flush. The problem with that is the more I push it back, the more I have to grind out to clear the cylinder. So I'm going to set it on the outside. Of course it'll be square. The pillow block bearing will mount to the top side like this. The jack shaft will come out. This will be mounted on the crankshaft. This will be mounted on the jack shaft. And that'll give me the strength and the mounting position I need for this. That'll keep her from moving this way, that way, up and down, all the ways I need it to, and to strengthen it. So that's where I'm currently at. I got to get these welds, or these cuts, cleaned up, get this tacked in, get it square, and imagine that, I'm grinding again. Didn't do a whole lot of video on this part because I was really focused and I needed to not do video. I needed to make sure these were good and 90-degree. Had to make sure that was good and straight here. I mean, just all the angles. Oops, I guess I should put the camera on the product. Had to make sure all the angles were solid and true. And like I say, to clear the cylinder block, I may have to notch this. I haven't set the motor on here to check it. There it is. I'll weld it up. Got the inside welded. I tacked the top side right there. And on the outside, solid welds. Well, let me set the motor on there and see if I have to break out the plasma cutter to notch that top piece. Now, right in here is where, oops, not that part, this section will be. Now you see the threaded hole here and there. That is for a little shield that sits over the coupler of the Jetski. I may end up locating those holes on that bracket just to tie in a little more strength to be able to bolt it in there. We'll see. Let me get the motor set up there. Okay, so there it is. Engine is all mounted to it. I did have to clearance it here a little bit. I'll have to clean those grinds up a little bit, make them a little prettier. Has room for my water line coming out. Well, the one. Got plenty of room for this one because it has no effect on that. Bolted in there nice and well. Gives me plenty of room. Once I get my pillow block bearing in here, let's get that. And I made it a little bit short, as you can see through the center. I don't know if you can see that. Sort of. You can see through the center of that gear. No, you can't really. Anyways, it would have to go up. I can always space the pillow block bearing up. If I had to go down, golly, that would mean I would have to bring the engine up, which means spacers under that engine mount. If it was too, if the chain wasn't long enough, because I got it set up right now to where when I break the chain right here, this link will go down and make contact, not have to use a half link. I hate half links. So there it currently is. I think I'm gonna cut the video for now and post this one from yesterday and today. So that's what it took me 2 days to build, is that stupid engine mount that'll hold my pillow block bearing. Well, until next time, the next point will be mounting this bracket to the back of the cart so that I can set it up on my mobile bench and work on this thing at human level. I don't really have room to do that. Yeah, I got a great big nice massive bench over here. This thing's actually a beam. It is 2x8s all glued together and massively anchored to the wall. That was here when I got here. That's why I work on the ground. I'm comfortable on the ground anyways. Used to do it in the garage for many years on a lot of projects. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you at the next installment of the Jetski go-kart build.